doing something completely different. As the wind blows across me from the west, it's quite blustery. I am here at Herne Bay, Hampton car park, Hampton Pier. There's Hampton Pier. And as we sweep round the bay here, there's a chap there on the left with a net. I don't know what he's going for, whether he's going for trying to get crabs out the rocks or shrimp. And then we go around and there is Herne Bay, and that pier end that is out in the middle of the sea is the end of the old pier from Herne Bay. So you can see the tide is out. It's been pushing in now for about an hour. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit of push netting. I'm going to do 5 sweeps. Each sweep is going to be the alternate way to the other. So the first one I'm going to go from left to right, and then I'll go right to left, and I'll go deeper and deeper with each push that I do. So let's get down and see what the conditions are and see what we find in the net. Before we go down there, this place is covered in tiny worm casts. It looks like really good nursery bed. A lot of juvenile worms poking their heads up here. See it all the way across, all the way up to the pier. But we're going to get down there. We're going to get pushed in. So the first thing I'm going to do is get some water in this bucket because I don't want this blowing away. Right, push net ready to go. Let's go and do our first pass. So let's go. We're going to see what's in the relative shallow first. We'll do one pass, probably only in about 6 inches, and then we're going to go further and further out as we go. I feel that my waders are leaking even more now than they were on my last trip out. But anyway, it's a good state of tide now. Anything with a bit of water movement. So this is a 1 hour into the flood, so that's good. 1 hour before would be good as well. So I think anything from about 2 hours before to 2 hours after is good. So the first pass, now we are probably 30 meters out. We're going to do the first pass here. Now I'm going to go right to left. What I'm going to do, just keep that down like so. And let's see what we get here. I'm just putting a bit of pressure on this to get it down into the seabed, and we're just going to push along, see what we find. I'm going to do this for about 50 meters. I don't expect a lot on this first one. A few bits of weed going in. That hit a stone there. Right, let's pull that up. Oh. So, as expected, this pass was not very fruitful at all because we were very shallow. So, I don't know if you can see, there's a few things in there. Well, there's not a lot actually at all. We got some slipper limpets there, stacked up on top of each other. they've been scooped in, they've been dislodged from a rock because you've got all the weed on it. Apparently you can eat these. I might give that a go one time. So we've got 3 slipper limpets there, so they can go back in the sea. We have got here crangon, common shrimp. You're going to find these pretty much anywhere on a sandy bottom in the UK. So there they are. They can grow up to about, I think they can probably grow to about 5 centimetres, but they generally are around this size or smaller. Not interested in those. What else is in here? Oh, that's of interest though. It's tiny. Look at that little crab. That's a Pennant swimming crab. There. Very small. It's quite a good little find in the sand. And other than that, I don't think there is anything. So let's go and do another pass. So on my last pass, because this net hasn't been out for a while, the string that holds the line of rope that holds the top of the net up snapped because it got a bit rotten. Luckily, but unfortunately, we're in the UK and the shoreline is littered with absolutely everything. So I've managed to find this bit of rope and managed to fix it. And voila! All those hours of watching Blue Peter have paid off. Right, let's go and do the second pass. We're going to go down this way to the right. I'm going to go a bit deeper. I'm going to pass back up to the left, the opposite way to which I went last time. I've got a camera down there. See if we can see anything. We'll do. Let's go here. Now, get my mark. So I'm just lining up with something ahead of me, which is where the shingle ends and the rocks sort of fully begin. And I'm just pushing up against the wind and against the current, and I expect more this way. I expect a lot of brown shrimp. Go. Let's have a quick look. Well, let's get back and have a look, but it's not looking good. So unfortunately, this is all we got for the second pass. All we got was common shrimp. There we are. They're sitting there. Nothing else in here at all. I've just inspected it. Not a thing. So let's go and do a third pass a little bit further out. Well, Mr. Cormorant's not far in front of me, so he's going down, coming up, filling himself up, so there must be something down there. Right, we are now in approximately 15 inches here. So, just past this bit of weed. Let's get pushing. Now I'm hopeful on this pass, in the depth that we're in, that we will get something a little bit different. A bit of weed there, I'm going to go around that. Also, the tide hasn't dropped beyond this point today, so that should have a make a considerable difference on what we get on this pass. And what we're going to do, we'll do one more pass after this. We'll probably go out to 2 foot, see what we get in 2 foot of water. I'm hoping the underwater camera's picking some stuff up. Quite cool. So, I definitely need some new waders though, they are leaking. Right, here we go, let's take this back. Now when I'm taking this back, I must add, I'm always keeping the net in the water, because we've got live creatures in there, and as much as I am scooping them up, there's no need to put them through any unnecessary distress. So the net's always in the water. We'll get back to the bucket to see what we've got. So here we are, the last pass, the third pass. Again, pretty poor. Slipper limpets stuck to a rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 on that. Happily snuggled up. So let's put that back. And then again, just loads of shrimp, but that's a very big one. That's the biggest one I've seen for a while. A very, very big one. He is a good 5.5 centimeters, that one. A really big brown shrimp. Right, let's go and do one more pass, but this has not been that successful here, not even one flatfish. I am shocked. Let's go and do a last pass. I'm hoping I can get near the pole. Let's see. There's really good clarity here, really, really good. I'm really surprised actually how clear this water is, but we are deep now. This is going to be a hard push through this. We're near the pole. Let's get this down above my knees now. Let's go a bit further. I said I wanted to get to the pole. Let's get to the pole. Right, here we are. We are nearly waist deep here. Let's get going. Yeah, we're deep here. Let's get a push. I cannot actually see with the sun against me here. I can't see if I'm picking up weed or if I'm going to hit something, so I'm just going a bit gentle. Hopefully this will get something of interest, because it's going to be my last pass to see what's about at Hampton Pier. We're the middle of May, nearly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few more push netting sessions at different spots throughout the year, see what interesting things we find. And I'm sure they're going to beat this. There's a lot of weed in this. Let's hope there's something decent. We're a good over 2 foot here. Oh, what I'm going to do is a push round. Voila, that will do. Let's go back. So for the last pass, again, it's very poor, extremely poor. Once you get rid of the weed, we've got an eaten shore crab. There's his insides. He's been munched, I think. We've got a couple. Well, look at this. We've got a couple there of sea gooseberries. Like I think they're a comb jellyfish, or comb jelly they're called. They don't sting. These don't sting. They have tiny little tentacles that are sticky, and that's how they get their prey. They get bigger than this, but I think they're found all over the place, all over the world, these. But I suppose that's about as interesting as this session has got. They can go back again. A lot of brown shrimp. There we are. And I cannot see anything else of interest. Well, I would have to say that is probably the poorest push net session I have ever had. Look at these two little shrimps, wondering what the hell's going on. Right, let's get everything back, and that will be it. Well, I would have to say that is about as poor as push netting comes. I have push netted in the middle of winter and had better sessions than that. When I'm just exploring to see what's about, I only tend to do 4 or 5 passes, and you can tend to get a rough idea of what you're going to get. I am extremely surprised that there was no small flatfish. You tend to get tiny little soles, flounders, but not a thing. Not even a crab, hermit crab, nothing. One crab, one Pennant swimming crab, tiny. Anyway, that's push netting. I'm going to do a little bit more of this. I'm going to go around the county and beyond, and I'm going to push net at different places, different time of year, and different states of tide over the low. It could be that this is not that big a low tide today. It hasn't dropped a lot. There's still quite a bit of water here, so perhaps we're not just getting far enough out. But the more I do this, the more we can paint a picture of what areas are plentiful and what areas are not that great. It could be down to the fact that we've had a lot of sewage going into the sea recently, over the last year, that's been dumped in the sea. It's made the news, which is not good, and it could be a fact that this has had something to play with the smaller species moving offshore, just not being here. But we'll find out as we do this a bit further, a bit more around the coast. Hopefully we'll get something special. But that's it for now, and until next time, tight lines.